All
What
right.
up, everybody?
What up, everybody, and welcome back
Welcome back.
to, a,
Welcome
to
back.
another episode of
Don't do that.
Don't Do That.
Right here on 16 TV on Epic Fridays, y'all. Epic Fridays,
Yes, sir.
yes. Mm.
We got a lot of interesting stuff to talk to y'all about today. A lot of interesting stuff.
Yes, we do. So, who went first last time? Do you
I
remember?
think I went first.
All right. Well, with all the stuff that's been going on, the court date for the Robert Brooks murderers
Recap. Robert
has.
Brooks is the guy that
Oh, yep. Go ahead.
14 police officers jumped, murdered this guy, choked him out, stomped on his throat, all while he was handcuffed. You might have heard a little something about that. Actually, the runner-up to the Sambo contest, Stephen A. actually reported on that. You can check it out.
Yep, not just that, but I think indisputable Dr. Ritchie
A lot of
also.
people, yeah, it was Marcy Correctional Facility, and everybody knows Marcy
All you
from
need to
Marcy
do.
Projects, Jay Z. So Marcy Correctional Facility in New York.
There was two of them that had happened at Marcy Correctional Facility, but the one we're talking about now is Robert Brooks, and the jury was split on some of the decisions. So two of them had walked free, basically. The one that had admitted to his guilt, to what he had did, he is, however, going to face up to
Mm.
life in prison for him. But Thomas Grant, who is a community organizer at the Center for Community Alternatives, which is a nonprofit that supports those affected by mass incarceration in the Empire State. And now he had stated there is no justice in the verdict and no justice in this trial. Robert Brooks was murdered not just at the hands of these prison guards, but by a system of human caging that tears apart families and values brutal perpetual punishment over healing and transformation. We must honor Robert Brooks by dismantling the conditions that made his killing possible and creating fair pathways for pathways home for incarcerated people who have transformed while they were inside. Now, Robert Brooks was set to be set free next year after serving his time of 12 years after an assault conviction. Now, Robert Ricks, which is Robert Brooks's father, had stated, I think they got it really, really wrong when they let the other two off scot-free.
Yeah.
It says as a prison guard, I can watch or know somebody is being beaten to death and I have no responsibility. That's not a good message. Robert Brooks Jr. had also stated, which is his son, I've been feeling heartbroken. I feel disappointed. I feel as if the people that were acquitted were doing what their supervisors told them to do. And so I can't be totally mad at them, but I'm more mad at the system that allowed that to go on. Now the Governor Kathy Hochul, they had put in a law now when it comes to, I believe, footage in prison systems, where in every nook, cranny, everywhere, there's going to be a camera to where if you're to raise a club, you are going to be seen. She did state that while I am disappointed by the acquittals, I respect the jury's decision. What happened to Mr. Brooks is unconscionable, and these verdicts serve as another sobering moment reminder of the needless losses of Mr. Brooks and Messiah Nantwi. You can look them both up. I covered both of them.
One of the many, or two of the many, people who have been unalived by police brutality.
Now there was one more defendant, Michael Fisher, who won't see trial until January 2026. But I don't respect the jury's decision at all.
At all. They should have all got the book thrown at them and been under the jail with light getting piped to them, getting maybe like
They
a
all are
straw full of
guilty.
water every day.
They were all guilty of this. That was straight gang violence brought upon that man. He had the mesh part that held your throat together right here, that little mesh part, torn, torn from his throat, all while being handcuffed.
See,
And while the officer is standing in front of him with one foot planted and the other foot to his throat. This man died choking on his own blood.
this is just another day at the office, though, right? White America, white racist America. This is just another day at the office, right?
Another day at the office, you guys.
ICE agents do this to women, kids get zip tied. This is all part of the plan. Yeah. How does it feel to be a bully?
Must feel really nice to be able to take somebody's life and be scot-free and be able to go home to your family.
Mm-hmm.
While this man was set to be out next year, to be
Those
able to finally
roosters.
go home to his family after he did his time.
Those roosters, those roosters.
But those roosters will come home to roost. Because it would be wrong if his family, if Robert Brooks's family got vengeance, though. Because they're all on camera murdering this man. But I tell you what, though, if his family was to do exactly what Rodney Hitton would to do,
Ha ha.
they'd all
Oh,
be wanted them all slung up high. Huh?
it's all good in the hood until we start doing this. It's all good in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Colin Kaepernick had to have his own separate. They had to diagnose the body themselves of the one young man that was found, where they said it was him he had hung himself from a tree. Yeah. Okay. So Colin Kaepernick led the.
And I noticed too that there's not any coverage like that on it after they found that out.
The reason that there's not going to be any coverage is because they want to be able to control what happens. They don't want it to be some outside thing that causes it. He wants, it's very meticulous. It needs to be a part of the plan for him to institute martial law, which is why soon people's food benefits will be going bye-bye.
Yeah.
And that will get him closer to his goal of making everyone incite a riot so that he can incite the Insurrection Act, and boom, there you go. No more elections. He can have his ballroom that he's paying $250 million for.
But
Like he's gonna
we can't
still
have
be
health
there.
coverage though.
Yeah. Mm-mm.
We can't have food stamps, but he gets a ballroom though.
Oh yeah.
How many of you idiots are going to be able to go to that ballroom?
It's gonna be a big, beautiful ballroom.
Yeah,
I got a
big,
lot to
beautiful
say.
ballroom that nobody's going to be able to go see.
Well, a lot of racism, a lot of no actual rebuttals when I talk to these people. I feel like the one kid, I don't know his full name. I feel like the one white boy where he said he literally has nothing in his comments but the N-word. And stupid stuff like Trump's my hero. Wake up every morning
Is
knowing.
that goblin kitten?
Well, there's a couple of them. So wake up every morning knowing who your president is, boy. And all of that stuff.
Yeah, that doesn't scream racism
So-
at all, does it?
So I just say, I'm just gonna keep hitting y'all with the facts because everybody wants to hit us with the facts. So I figure the Black Charlie Kirk.
Hey,
White men are 29% of the population. They are 75% of perpetrators for Pinterest. Pinterest.
you want me to just say it?
Pinterest.
You want me to just say it?
Yeah, how do you say it?
You screw your family.
Oh yeah. Okay. So 75% for that. There's 65% of John's guys that go get hookers. That would be
You might
65%.
want to go back to your wife.
60% of kidnappers.
You can't have your own kids.
60% of rapists.
You can't get none.
77% of child corn, as in the band corn, arrests.
Um, so you need to have child
and 50,
punani.
and 50% of mass shooters
Post-abortion.
are all what color, you ask?
White.
This is
Post-abortion syndrome.
from the FBI data from white men's crime sources in 2020, which is only
5 years.
5 years ago. So 75% of incest and 65% of prostitution, and 60% of kidnappers, and 60% of rapists, and 77% of child porn. I like the band corn, pornography.
I mean,
50% of
yeah.
mass shooters. Okay, so I heard something very disturbing.
Mm.
Very disturbing. And
Hmm.
I have been going down this rabbit hole and I have been finding out that we are really it's worse than I thought. It's really worse than I thought. I told y'all I was not all into the political stuff. This show recently, within the last maybe year, has morphed into that because of everything that's going on. And I'm glad that it did because now I know a lot more. I have gone down the rabbit hole and stuff that I have found out has got me tripping. I'm tripping now. I'm mind blown. Did you know that there are people? I'm just gonna side note off of what I'm really about to talk about. There are people out here that will argue with Caribbean people or Jamaican people
Oh
about
my
whether
God.
about whether or not they're black as opposed to like I skin color racism. Whoever came up with that is the
White
most
people.
diabolical. That is because it is
White
ingrained.
people.
It's ingrained. Okay, so look, I was watching this guy, and if you watch Truth Paste, you gonna say he said this again, but this bears repeating. I saw this guy named Ricardo Ignacio, and he told me that there's a thing called improve the race. Now it's like mejoran do la raza because he's Puerto Rican, so maybe that's the mejoran do la raza. It means improve the race, and they are encouraged. He said it. They are encouraged to improve the race, but listen to how they improve it by marrying white. Do not marry black. Marrying black is frowned upon. Marrying white is a thumbs up, or marrying your own race. And I immediately like, bro, if I was a weak person, I would be in tears. Like, why are we always the villain? Why are we always the bad guy? Why are we always the zit that everybody wants to pop? I don't understand it. Is the craziest shit. And so I'm like, wait a minute. Is that why all the Mexican people voted for Trump?
I think so.
Because it's deeply ingrained. White supremacy ideology is so deeply ingrained into their culture as well that they are even shunned if they have kids by African Americans. Diabolical, man, diabolical. And I wanted to tell y'all this too, because y'all always say that I need to stop comparing Trump to Hitler. Now listen to this. In 1936, there was a German architect that built a ballroom
For Hitler.
for Hitler, and then Hitler had a bunker under the ballroom in case of emergencies. Now, as many people don't like Donald, why is Donald's ballroom 12 times bigger
Then
than Adolf
Hitler's.
Hitler's.
Because he had to prove that his
His
penis was
ballroom was 12
bigger.
times bigger. So I mean, this is the first president that has done any renovations to the White House because it's not their